Okay, let's start with E.T. Okay, here's our orchestration. John, 1991. E.T., everybody knows this. The background, it was a big blockbuster, actually surpassed Star Wars, and it held for 11 years in Jurassic Park, another Spielberg, another John Williams. So it's very successful. Everyone, I'm sure, has seen it. I haven't seen it in a long time, actually. I should probably watch it again. Now, what I've done with these scores, okay, John, everybody knows John. I don't have to do too much with this. Now, what I've done here, I'm not going to go over all this. This is, you guys can look at it later. But what I do is I have this Hollywood sound techniques. So in essence, what I do is I pick out a lot of the commentary that I have later on, and I'm putting them in the first part, and I call it this Hollywood sound techniques. And then I compile that later on in different books. So when you go to some of the books, you'll see a bunch of notes of Johns and a bunch of notes of all the different composers. And I think it's pretty useful. Here's just some tips on scoring. And particularly in this piece, we have bright tempo. It's a major key. Now, this is kind of like it's scoring for a light and happy feeling. Chamber music, what I mean by that is that it's small groups of instruments. And then it's a big group, and then it can be small. So it has an intimate sound. It features woodwinds and horns. We have short themes that move by leap. You know, the way your melody moves is very much the way that it's understood. Romantic themes tend to move by step a little bit more. But when you have something that's a little bit jolly, then it can be more a little bit leapy, and it sounds a little bit more fun. Very colorful orchestration, major key tonality again. Melody is in bright and powerful register, and it uses a lot of repetition. So what I've done here, now that's very readable, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is this, excuse me, I cut up the scores so we can see what's important. And then there's a couple of places where it's going to be full score. So we open up with this little playful idea of this played by two oboes. And it's in a really good range for oboes. Staccato written here. This is old school, beautiful handwriting, isn't it? Nice to see this. Notice, look at all the articulations, right? Now, you know, John's orchestrator put this stuff in. We have short notes, slurs. Look at this shorthand, isn't that great? I mean, you can really read that. You know, nowadays, you know, you can write by hand, nobody can do it. Bassoon gets added in here. Augmented triads we have here, kind of the magical, kind of E.T., it's Halloween. So these lines are moving together. Here we come, the theme is switched to two trumpets, and we modulate. Pizzicato violins come in. Very good way to accompany. Pizzicato strings is a wonderful accompaniment for winds because it gives you tonality, it gives you rhythm, but it stays out of the way. Two flutes present the theme. We modulate again to a new key. First bassoon comes in at the end of the phrase. Very typical way to end a phrase, you bring in a new instrument. Strings settle into an offbeat rhythm. Cellos are doing a little augmented triad, D, B flat, F sharp. Here, the orchestrator moves the flute down here in his own state when the part gets complicated. See, that's clever. Because here they're sharing it, but here it would be hard to read, right? I mean, this would have to be stemmed down. So if this might be Spencer, might be Herb Spencer, you know, which was John Williams, I'm not quite sure. It looks like his handwriting. So this is just a very clever way to do that. Basses enter, you've got to like that. First entry. Second theme is played by the oboe here, more lyrical. Is that common? Hello? Yeah. Yes, thank you. It is common. Right. If your first theme is a little more agitato, the second one is more lyrical. Very, very, very common.